Hello everyone, I'm Priya Teli. In previous video, we have seen the Java program for password reset page for our quiz application. In today's video, we are going to see a Java program for feedback page for our quiz application. So here is the program. This is the NetBeans IDE. Now, one more important thing in our particular project for which has JDBC program inside it, we need to import MySQL connector jar file in our library section of that particular project which we have inserted here. Now let's see the program. These are the few important packages which we are going to import, that is java.awt.color, java.awt.font, java.awt.event.star, javax.swing.star, and java.sql.star. So we have our class name as feedback, which implements action listener interface. Now we have used whatever components which we have used are swing components. Let me show you how our feedback page is going to look. In this way it appears. If we are able to see here, there is a title feedback. Then we have this label, your feedback improves us. Kindly give your 5 minutes to give your feedback. Then we have these two text fields. This is text field and this is a text area. Then we have these two labels, that is feedback and user ID, and this is a submit button. We have this close button, and after clicking on this window is going to close. Then we have set this set resizable as false. That's why this minimize or maximize button is disabled. But if we set it as true, then we will be able to maximize our window. Um, Now let's see further. Here are these are the swing. All these are the swing components. That is JFrame, um, JFrame, JLabel, JTextField, JText area, JButton, JLabel, and then so we have created these objects for all these swing components, that is frame, PRN label, title, etc. And these are the text that will appear on these things like label. These are all the labels. We have text fields which we have created here. Object for the same is created. Now we have this constructor named feedback, and from here we call these four methods. We have divided our program into four methods, which are create window, set location and size, add components to frame, and action event. And the implementation for same is defined below. So we have this create window method. In that, what we have done is we call the constructor of JFrame, uh, and with the help of this frame object, that is frame. Then every time this method is called, a new frame will be created. Then we have this set title method for our, which we have set as feedback. We have set our title as feedback. Then we have set bounds method. Instead of set bounds, we can use set size method also. So it takes four arguments, that is x coordinate, y coordinate, uh, width and height. So we have set x and y coordinate as 300. That's why when we ran our program, then it appeared somewhere here. But if we changed the coordinates, then you will be able to see some changes. Let's say suppose this is 10, x coordinate is 10 and y coordinate is 50. And now if we run our program, okay, just a minute. Sorry. Now okay, so it will decide where it will appear in this way. So here x should be um, from taken, x distance is taken from left and y distance is taken from right, upwards. Here this is the width and height of our frame which appears here. Then we have set background method. So we have frame.get content pane.set background, and we have set it as white. Our background is white. Then we have set layout method, get content pane.set layout. We can, if we don't want to mention any, we can simply write null. Default one is border layout. Then we have set visibility as true. After defining the components, we are going to set the visibility as true so that our frame and the components inside the frame will be visible. Then we have set default close operation, which we have set as jframe.exit on close. If it doesn't mention this, then we will not be able to close our frame even though we click on this close button many times. Then we have this set resizable method, which we have set as false. If we set it as true, then we will be able to maximize our frame, which is right now disabled. Then we have set location and size method. In this, we have set location like with the help of set bounds method. Then we have set fonts method to set the font. Then we have set background to set background color, and set foreground to specify the font color. So we have called these methods on each object. So as we all know, set bounds method takes 4 arguments, that is x, y, width and height. Then we have this new set font method. In that we have set our font as Cambria, and its type is central baseline, and its size we have mentioned is 25. And then the background color we have set is white, and the foreground color is red. That is, we are able to see that the text appearing here is red. We have called these 4 methods for each. For the labels, that is foreground method we have called this only for labels, and other 3 methods we have called for each object. Let's say text field for and we have buttons. So this FD is a text area. For this also we have called these 3 methods, that is set bounds, set font and set background. So for all these components, x coordinate is same, as we are able to see that all these things appear in the same line. That's because x coordinate is same, only y coordinate is differing. Then we have this label, then we have this icon object P. We have its implementation new image icon, and here we specify a part of our image. Then we are not going to insert this image directly to the panel or frame. We are going to insert it into the label, and then we are going to insert that label to the frame. So we have this image label having object of the label as image, and we have called these 3 methods for the same. And we are going to insert particular icon, that is icon object, which is P, with the help of set icon method. So we have image.set icon P. Then we have this submit button object, which is submit button, and for that we have only used set bounds method. Then we have add components to the frame method. So inside this we are going to add all these components to the frame with the help of add method. So frame.add, and inside that component name or component object. So here the sequence is not mandatory. Then we have action event method. Here we have added action listener to the submit button, as there should occur some event when we click on the button. So we have added this add action list this added some listener, that is add action, with the help of this add action listener, and inside that it takes argument this. We can write this keyword only if the class in which this method is written, that class should implement action listener interface. That's why we have written this here, or else we can write here new action listener inside the bracket. Then we have action perform method, and we have created an object for action event class. Then we have this method get source. So if e dot get source, this is object of action event class. So if e dot get source is equal to submit button, that means if we are specifying here the action or event for the submit button, that is when submit button will be clicked, what should happen. So then here the further code is a JDBC program. So it is written as it is a critical program, so it is written inside a try catch block. So here we have created connection object, and then we have called a get connection method of driver manager class. So and inside this we pass three things, that is this is a JDBC URL which consists of this things, that is this will be the host. Here will come host name, then here port number of MySQL, here the database name, then username, and then the password. You will have to replace it with your credentials. Then we have created statement class object, and we call the create statement method on connection object. So then we have this query which we have taken into query string variable. So our query is select everything from user. User is the table in my database named RIT, which uh, which has the registered users, data of registered users. So we have three tables here: feedback, login, and user inside the database name RIT. So here are some registered users and their information. So we are going to select everything from the table user. So for that we have this query. Then whatever the result will be fetched will be taken into the result set object. So this is the object of result set, that is RS, and we call the execute query method on statement class object, and we are passing here query string variable query, which holds this query. Now to iterate throughout the table, we have the next method from result set. So if our while and for iteration we are going to use while loop. So while rs.next, then what we are going to do is we are going to fetch the user ID, or that is PRN, from particular table. So here we should mention the proper name which is there in the table. So I am having here column as PRN, which holds the roll numbers. So I have used rs.getString method to fetch the any value which is string, which is of type string or varchar type. If you have a column here with a data type set as integer, then you should uh, write here methods in that way. If it is integer, then get int. As I have specified the type as varchar, so I have written as get string method, and inside that the column name, it is a case sensitive. Then we are going to fetch it inside a user ID string variable. Here we have fetched the value which is inserted in the text field, which will be PRN. So it is taken into string variable PRN. We are going to compare it both the value from the table and the value which is inserted into the text field. So if both matches, that is it will be specified that whether the particular user is registered or not. If it is equal, then it will be, then this further things are going to happen. So this message we are going to display, that is thank you for your valuable feedback. With the help of this JOption pane dot show message dialog method, then we have created object for prepared statement, which is P statement, and we are going to call this prepare statement method on connection object. This is as similar like statement class, but we are going to use this for parameterized query. So here we have query insert query, which is insert into feedback. This feedback is the table name which I am having inside the RIT database. Here we have two columns, parent and the feedback. So whatever particular user which is going to give the feedback, so the user ID and the feedback is stored in that table. So here we are going to insert two values, so two question marks we have here, and then we call we have set string method to set values for these columns, specific columns in a sequence. So we have to maintain the sequence. We are going to write here the numbers or sequence number, that is 1 2. So p statement dot set string 1 comma prn text field dot get text. It means the value fetched from this text field, which is here, that is which is prn text field user ID. So that will be inserted in this first parameter, at this first question mark, and then second value which is going to be inserted will be the feedback itself. So we have given the sequence in that way, and that in that sequence only it will be going to insert to our table. Then we execute this query with help of this execute update method on this which we call on the P statement, that is prepared statement object. After filling the feedback, user is redirected to the home page, and then this particular frame will be set as false. That is visibility of that frame will be false. So this frame will disappear and the home page frame will appear. So this we have this handling exception handling code in the catch block. So we have created the object of exception class ex, and we call the print stack trace method if in case any exception occurs, like SQL exception. Then with the help of this print stack trace method, whatever info regarding the exception will be displayed on the console. Else if the user id or prn is in case is not registered, then this invalid prn is going to be displayed. This message will be displayed with help of this joption pane dot show message dialog method. Then we have this class main, which consists of main method. Instead we can have this main method inside the above same class only, but I have taken this in another class, which is main9. Then inside this main method, I have created the object of feedback class, so that this constructor will be called, and from here all these four methods are called and the program runs. So the output we see is in this way. Here we can write our roll number, user id for specifying the feedback, and here comes our feedback, and here we will type our feedback. So only registered user IDs are applicable. Only registered user ID can give their feedback, else they won't be able to give this feedback will not be entered to the database. So if particular user ID is registered one, then this feedback will be entered to the database. And when we click on the submit button, the dialog box appears, that is thank you for your valuable feedback. So when we click on the OK, we will be redirected to the home page in this way. And when we check into our data and refresh our database, so we will be able to see for the roll number 52 the feedback as nice quiz app. So here it is. So in this way our program works. um, the program for the quizzes or quiz pages we will see in the next video. um, in this way our program is going to work. So further programs we are going to see in our next video. If you like my video, then please like it and subscribe my channel. Thank you.